Clap it up. Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Priest and Officer Tawaga Bar. I'm here with the heavy hitters that's always with me. That's Young Man Avant. We got Jeremiah, and of course, we got Natazak in the house. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it. Yeah, that's the title. It's time for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to wake up and become that great nation again, to become that great people again. Yeah, what you just seen was, first of all, I didn't make any posts, but what you just seen was us doing the food drive that we do. And I want to just give a shout out to Sister Kawamaz, Sister, what is it? Yamash, Nakaf, Sister Maparia, Young Man Avant. Who was in that thing? Quadash was in the house. Warrior was in the house, holding it down, helping out. Shout out to all you brothers and sisters that helped in that food drive. We served hot food. We was giving out cheeseburgers. Some people got double cheeseburgers, chili cheese dogs. I was on the grill, as you can see, with the grilled onions, the cheese, the toasted buns. It was almost like an In-N-Out burger. You know, people couldn't pass that up, but that's what we came out there for, is to, you know, inspire and help Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and also help them realize that they are God's chosen people. Right. You know what I mean? We had some real vatos come through, and they couldn't understand it because you could tell they just got out of prison and they looking like, what are y'all about? Who are y'all? You know, because their mind was so locked into that black and brown thing where we're pitted against one another in the prison system and the jail system through the politics and on the streets. So they looking at us and they seeing how we're just looking out for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and it just blew their mind. You know what I mean? And you could really look at them and tell that they ain't never seen nothing like this before. They're used to brothers being indifferent towards them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a success. The food drive in Southern California under Commander Junior YAHANNA is always a success, and it's always inspiring, and it's always a great feeling to know that you have, you know, lifted the spirits of your people. You know, just having a conversation can lift the spirits, but to be able, because a lot of people were coming up and saying how much, because we don't just give out. Well, me personally, I make sure that it's quality control. So although we have clothes to give out, I want to make sure we're giving out stuff that is, you know, something that is decent, something that is not, you know, torn, ripped, that is something that I would wear, that when somebody comes and gets some clothes, they want to feel like they want to feel good. Right. They don't want to come dig through a pile of stuff that you threw away because it's no good. They want to get something that is usable. You know what I mean? Whether it be shoes, purses, a lot of the stuff still had tags on it, brand new. Hell, I was about to grab something. It wasn't my size, you know what I'm saying? But you don't want your people coming and walking away feeling more broken than when they came. Right. Like, goddamn, I had to dig through a pile of garbage to find me, they didn't have nothing that I could actually use or wear. Well, that's not the case. That's not the case. Brothers and sisters leave with bags. A lot of brothers and sisters come up like, how much is it? They come up asking about the food. How much is it? We had one brother come up. He was in that video. One brother came up and he wanted a burger. He wanted a double cheeseburger. He said that he was about to go to the restaurant to get a burger. And he came over here instead. I said, Most High in Christ, you see, you save money. Mm-hmm. I'm on the grill. I'm like, it ain't, bakers can't beat this. They can't beat what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? And you saving money. You know what I mean? But that's how we should be, man. Imagine if we had a world like that with black and brown people, where we don't have to depend on the government. We don't have to depend on our oppressor to give us a job, to give us employment. Because really what you're doing, like when you go to college, when you're trying to get that good job and you're trying to think of ways to earn more money, to support your family and have a house, what you're really just trying to do is survive. The problem is that everybody does the same thing, but when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Indians, we have to go to a people that we don't know how they're going to treat us at any time. And we know that they discriminate against us. But how beautiful would it be if we were in unity between blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, where we could just help one another? Right. We wouldn't have to. Then we could stand up and be strong. Then we could stand up and tell and say what it really is. Then we can stand up and say, "Stop killing my brothers," and not have to worry about losing our job. We could kneel and not have to worry about losing a $90 million contract because of we're speaking the truth. We simply speak the truth in as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and you can lose everything. Right. You can lose everything for speaking the truth. So we don't have any power. We don't fear God, we fear man. Give me the precept where it talks about fearing, the fear of men is a snare. Okay. Check the comments. Hey, Shalom Kalmaz Baf, Sister Baratha Nawa, Yakawan is in the house, Davion is in the house. Hey, shout out to y'all. Well, we got 10 people in here. Make sure you like the video. Like that video, comment, say shalom. Let's boost that algorithm, you know what I mean, so this truth can spread out to across the four corners of the earth. You got it?
Come on.
Let me hear.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare.
The Bible says the fear of man bringeth a snare. So you fear your oppressor. You can't say what the truth is. You can't be honest because you fear man. You fear the oppressor more than you fear God. That's the truth. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people, you don't want to speak the truth. In fact, when one of us speak the truth, you fear your oppressor so much, you say, well, look at these niggas. Y'all gonna make the white man come down harder on us. Y'all out there yelling out on the corner, you know, making them angry. You're gonna make them come down harder on us. It's like you're like your fear turns into an embarrassment of being embarrassed about your own people speaking the truth. That fear turns into an embarrassment, and then it turns into hatred for your brothers. Disdain for what the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K say. Oh, them niggas don't know God. That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to be on the corner having, making white people kiss your boots. Like Wack 100 said, I think he's running a play, but he was. I heard through the brother Sawab that he was saying, what if y'all got all these white folks kissing y'all boots, and they got all the power. And what if they just, go crazy and nut up and try to start militias and come and try to do something to y'all because you got them kissing your boots? Listen, we don't make white people kiss our boots. We ain't putting no guns to their head, no weapons or nothing. We're simply using the words of the Bible with persuasion and bringing out the crimes of their ancestors. And they feel some type of way where they're willing to do whatever it is they have to do to show that they have remorse for what their ancestors did. We're not making them do that. That's what they are doing. That's what they are willing to do. They are willing to be great examples to the rest of their nation because they are a prideful people. But we don't give a damn about them deciding that they want to, create a militia and come and do whatever they want to do to us because we don't fear man.
That's right.
Whatever it's going to be is going to be. It is what it is. Whatever. Listen, you've been in America for 400 years, and he's been trying every which way to wipe you out, to stop you from succeeding. And so now you want to say, but what if they do this because y'all got them kissing your boots? If it wasn't for the Lord, your ass wouldn't be here at all. You would be but wiped out in America. You would be wiped out. You would be a people that is in a goddamn museum. And they're saying these were the slaves that started America. Have you in a museum picking some goddamn cotton. Like they have some of our brothers in museums, the Native American Indians. They got Native Indians in museums right to this day. Read it from the top.
Come on. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 25. Mm-hmm. The fear of man bringeth a snare.
The fear of man bringeth a snare. Why should I give a damn about a man when he can't take my soul? He can take my life, but why not fear the one who can take your life and your soul?
Right.
Go ahead.
But whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe.
That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to bring out. A carnal-minded man will say, y'all niggas is doing too much on those corners. You got white people kissing your boots. They're going to come down hard on y'all. They're going to do something to y'all. And then it's going to be black people caught in the crossfire. That's what he was saying. Not necessarily us, excuse me. Not necessarily us, but black people in general, because they seen these videos and white people are just going to go at random people. Newsflash, they already do that.
Right.
Newsflash, they already do that. Hurricane Katrina. Listen, where there's no rule of law, where people know that the law enforcement ain't there anymore and there's no control, they're going to go back to their carnal nature. Right. They're going to go back to what they were in the caves. They're going to go back to having that perpetual hatred. It's been proven in Hurricane Katrina when there was no rule of law. Well, for a time, there was no law enforcement. It was a natural disaster. So every man was for himself. And guess what? Guess what happened? Anybody knows in the chat what happened in Hurricane Katrina? I'm going to give them some time to somebody to answer if they know. If any of y'all know in here, just let me know, and I'll let you answer afterwards. We give it like a minute. 7:36. You got that story for me?
Come on.
We'll go into that story next. All right, 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. 3 more seconds. Salagi. But what happened in Hurricane Katrina is that white men started getting on behind a pickup trucks, driving around and shooting at random black people. They didn't even do anything. You just on your way trying to find a dry place, a safe place to get away from the flooding, and some white men just start chasing you and shooting at you. That's what happens when there's no rule of law. What do you think is going to happen when there's War III on American soil?
Right.
Newsflash, have you seen any of the images that came out of Israel and Palestine? You see all the people that's suffering? You see children unalived, women unalive, whole families unalive. That's the reality. But that's the carnal nature of man when he has no rule of law. The people out there, those Israelis, and we're going to get to that, those Israelis, those people, they don't have no rule of law.
Right.
And can't nobody tell them what to do. They're trying to bomb those people, those Arabic people to the Stone Age. Those Palestinian people. They're trying to literally, what you call it, obliterate them, or when they're not existing anymore. Exterminate them. They're trying to literally exterminate them. And they're not listening to America. They're not listening to the United Nations. They don't have any rule of law. They're doing what the hell they want to do. Well, when there is no rule of law in America, when there is no police, there's no 911 that you can call, there's no ambulance that you can call, then you're going to really see. But we've been living that as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We've been in a life where we are begging for justice. We're begging for equality. We're begging to be treated the same. And if it wasn't for the Lord, we would all be gone by now. So who gives a damn about some scared Negro that has the fear of another man?
Right.
Read that precept, the end of that precept again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 25. Mm-hmm. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe.
Who gives a damn? We put our trust in the Lord, and we will be safe. We're not worried about that. Listen, this is how I was raised up. If we're at camp, and let's just say a white supremacist is crouched up on the rooftop of the Dolby Center or one of these buildings in Hollywood, and he takes one of us out. He takes one of us out. He assassinates one of us. Well, I was taught that I'm going to pick up the mic and I'm going to continue speaking. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. This truth is not going to stop coming out until the sun burns out.
That's right.
You understand? Until the sun burns out. Meaning never, ever will we put down our sword for fear of men.
That's right.
Caring what a man thinks. Caring about if the people at my job find out that, I'm in the truth. Who gives a damn? I can lose this job. I've seen brothers lose their job. I seen, give me a water, somebody. I seen Regalia Yahawada lose his job for going to the Passover. Who gives a damn? The Lord will give you another job. And he'll give you a wife and children after that. Give you whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Rios Y, you're right. Israel is committing genocide. They are committing genocide. That's it on that?
Go on, bro.
Give me the story now. I want to go to the story with the sister. They brought this story out, and was it Jenner Mahai? It was a radio show. They brought this story out. Many of y'all probably seen it if you was in that class in the radio show. That's the first time I've heard of this story. I'm gonna share the screen. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if you got the same story, but I'm gonna share the screen for that sticker that was left on the window.
I got it from Eders, Carolinas.
Get the one from Complex Magazine.
Okay.
So that we be on the same page.
Black Top Chef alums new restaurant vandalized by race in North Carolina.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Come on. This is a Black Top Chef alums new restaurant vandalized by racists in North Carolina. It says Chef Ashley Shante showed it to me, Ashley said the idea that a group of guys was just walking down the street and happened to hit our restaurant, the only black-owned business in an area that presents as very white, is ridiculous.
So like Kalman said there was no sound. That was my bad. But I'm gonna just give y'all a recap, and you see what you see on the screen. Okay. This sister. Now this sister. It was about 7 p.m. The last customers was inside of the restaurant when it was about to close, and some white men turned off the power breaker outside. The employees ran outside, and the customers too, to confront these white men as they ran off. One of them came back and turned the power back on. That's when they actually saw the sticker. And this is the sticker. I don't know if y'all can actually see it that good, but this is a sticker where it has a city and it has like a can being sprinkled. And the sprinkles are little black people. And on the can, it says Negroes. And on the hand says that the hand has the shield of David on it. And it says, how to ruin a white city. And this is in 2024. This is in a time where they say that racism doesn't exist anymore. And they tell black and Hispanic people, stop being the victim. Stop talking about racism. Stop making excuses. I had somebody the other day tell me to stop making excuses, a black person, simply for talking about black history. And a lot of black and Hispanic people are indoctrinated with that mindset also, that stop talking about it. I don't want to hear about it because I don't want to look like a victim towards white people. I don't want to feel like I'm a beggar. I don't want to feel like, I'm always complaining and crying. So stop talking about it. Well, it's still happening. Give me Ezekiel 35:5. It's still happening. So let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Go ahead. If you just let me know when you got it.
I got it. Go
ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
The key to this is a perpetual hatred. Meaning, Alexa, what does perpetual mean?
Perpetual means continuing forever, everlasting.
You hear that? Stop.
It is commonly used to describe
Alexa.
things that are constant,
Stop,
unchanging,
Alexa.
or without an expiration date.
Alexa, stop. Salaki. I was saying it the wrong way. Alexa, stop. Perpetual hatred, meaning never ending, for everlasting, uninterrupted. This is the nation of Edom. These are the people that you have integrated with, and you don't put your guards down. You thought that era was over with, but it's still going on when you open a restaurant in a predominantly white neighborhood. Somebody will put a sticker on your window and saying, "Nigga, go home. This is how you destroy a white neighborhood. We don't want you here." This is in 2024. You understand? And this is in where? North Carolina? North Carolina, South Carolina is some of the first places where slaves came. It boggles my mind sometimes. Let me remove this. It boggles my mind sometimes, especially with brothers and sisters that live in them southern states, how you could be so surprised at racism when this is the first place where our ancestors came and where they got the most hatred from. This is the first. So it boggles my mind when we are so surprised and we're so hurt and we're so shocked that this could happen to us. Like, nigga, have you forgot about our history? Has America done such a good job at wiping away our memory of our past? It's a shame that we don't recognize that, or we feel like we live in a different era than our ancestors. When the Bible says this, read it from the top again.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, a never-ending hatred that will never go away.
Right.
Forever. Forever. Somebody, not like if you could give me don't hand join it, not don't hand join in hand. No, I want the one it's on the tip of my tongue. Never trust thine enemy. Read it from the top again.
Come on. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood.
Since you ain't hated blood. Now, what it's saying is, like I said, the key is that they will have a perpetual hatred. So you would think that has gone away. That old time was back then, and we live in a new era where people have a more progressive mind state. People are, they are more modern. They, that stuff, that garbage is in the past. Well, the Lord said that they would always feel like this.
Right.
They will always have this seed. Now, does that mean that you don't know any good white people? No, that doesn't mean that. There are good white people. They were abolitionists during slavery time that wanted slavery to stop. There were white people that held hands in the with the brothers and sisters in the civil rights movement. There are white people that are philanthropists that have a lot of money that donated to black causes and try to help black and brown people and feel some type of way for the condition of black and brown people. We can't deny that. But what we also can't deny, which is more important, is that the Lord don't give a damn about none of that.
Right.
He don't give a damn about none of that. The same way that our forefathers went into slavery, and our forefathers had sinned for many years against the Lord. And there were brothers that probably still were trying to keep the commandments, and righteous brothers within the land and sisters within the land. They all still got judged as a nation of people. And so when it comes to any nation, including the nation of Edom, although there are good white people, and there are white people that many of us, Black and Hispanic, have known, have friends, have family members that we love and care about, it doesn't take away the judgment of the Lord.
Right.
As a nation of people, there is a judgment that is coming for the nation of Edom.
That's right.
And he said, because you have loved blood, I will prepare thee to blood. I'm paraphrasing. Okay. Is there any more on that?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Start from the top or just continue?
Just continue.
Since thou hast not hated blood.
Since you didn't hate blood, you didn't hate, meaning you didn't stop from hurting us.
Right.
You didn't stop after slavery. You lynched our foremothers and forefathers. You burnt down our cities and towns. You mass unalive Native American Indians and threw them in mass graves. You did the Texas Rangers mass unalive Mexicans and threw them. The Texas Rangers and white settlers would just go and just unalive a Mexican family just to take the land. Just to take the land and then claim it as their land, their own personal property. You didn't hate to do those things. You didn't refrain to do those things. You were so afraid of Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians taking your spot, taking your jobs, when you have taken everything from them. You ever heard of the New York draft riots? When they were drafting white men and Irishmen, they had to go to the military, and Black people were going to get those jobs. They were so upset they created a riot. They call it a riot in their history because they get to say what it was, but really what it was a massacre on Black people simply because they were now getting these jobs. They talk about they talk about Mexicans taking the jobs, but they are not willing to work any of those goddamn jobs.
Right.
They can't even stand in the field for an hour. Not in California. They can't even build a house as fast as some Israelite brothers can do without all of the fancy machinery and technology. Black people complain. I've heard black people complain about Mexican brothers. Nigga, what job that a Mexican work that you gonna work?
Right.
Judites is so goddamn prideful. You so prideful. But what job that a Mexican is doing that you gonna work? I don't see you standing in line, nigga. You understand? Give me that. Give me some more. Is that it on it?
Come on.
Give me what you got.
Like.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Mm-hmm. All right. Give me what you got, Natsai.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Never trust thy enemy. He says, like the Bible says, this is very poetic. He says, like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Like the way iron does, you know, you have something. I mean, the way rust does, you have something rusty, and it looks good. But even from if you can go look this up from a scientific level. The rust is like a microorganism, and it's just eating. It eats very slow though. It eats the metal very slow to where from the physical eye you can't really see that this metal bar or whatever it is eroding from the inside, and eventually it's going to just crumble. Well, it compares that to your enemy, to the wickedness of your oppressor. It says, never trust them. Read it from the top again.
Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Never trust your enemy. It says, because like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So it may look like they're not doing that anymore. That doesn't happen anymore. They're not blatant racist. Now they call us racist now. They call the I.S.U.P.K racist, or they call you a hate group for just saying the truth, for having a preference, a simple preference of saying, I will never marry a white woman. I choose to marry a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman. They would say that's racist. But that is really actually just your preference.
Right. And
you have a right to prefer who you prefer, like the Lord has a right to prefer the people that he prefers, which are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
But they'll call you racist for preferring who you prefer to love, who you prefer to deal with. That's it on there, right?
Okay.
Let's get I don't have the video. But I want to talk a little bit about the D.L. Hughley and Monica situation, Monique situation, not Monica. But D.L. Hughley and Monica, keep saying Monica. Monique, the comedian, went on Shannon Sharp's show and like Cat Williams and said some things. And she pointed out a thing about, I guess I didn't know about, but D.L. Hughley, his daughter was molested by somebody that he was very fond of. So when she came to him and tell him that, he didn't believe her because of the person who she was saying did it to her. So I guess Monique had said something in a not an interview, but on a comedy show, and he took offense to that. And so now he came back. There's a new video with her son, her first son, you know, complaining about how his mother wasn't there, blah, 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 from that interview. I'm going to try to pull up this. Let me see if we can pull it up real quick. Just bear with me. pull it up for y'all. Of course, the video will be easy to find, right? Because social media loves drama. Let's see if I can find a video and not just a piece. You know, a lot of people do commentary. I want to get to. Okay, wait. Let's see. No, that's not it. I'll just go to this one. This one is the damn near the shortest one, a 14-minute, but I'll sift through it. Okay. Oh, we can't hear. Oh, we can't hear because it's too low, right? One second, y'all. I'm about to have it up in a second. Hey, what's good, Shadow Rock?
Short Monique's son has responded to her, and I really don't be covering this like everybody else do.
But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to.
It feels like it's kind of
call
low.
it a form of therapy for me, I suppose. But when
You can hear it good?
had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet
It's lagging.
talking about the 4th son.
We're gonna. Okay, I'm
in a
just gonna
video
drop it.
that has millions of views.
So I'm just gonna drop that, right? It was kind of like messing up the system. It was lagging a little bit. But in a nutshell, her son came out and told his grievances towards his mom. Basically, that the time when she was going through it, she was broken. She wasn't a good mom. He doesn't have the relationship that he wanted with his mom, and he doesn't have the desire to fix the relationship. Neither does his mother have the desire to fix the relationship. And so it's one of those things that happen all the time in the Black and Hispanic community, where children feel as though, their life would have been a little better if had their parents did a little more and been better parents. They feel as though they hold on to a lot of trauma. We hold on to a lot of trauma in the Black and Hispanic community. If you could, young man, come on, right there. And in the Black and Hispanic community, we hold on to a lot of trauma, and we hold a lot of grudges towards our parents for a period of time when they were learning. And you don't really realize this until you become an adult with your own children. When you become an adult with your own children, then you understand the struggles. As a Black man, I understood the struggles of a man, the pressures of the world on a man. And I also understood that once I came into the truth, I wish that I would have had these tools in the truth a long time ago to navigate through the world. And I'm sure a lot of brothers and sisters also feel that way. You feel like if you would have known a lot of the things that you know now, you would have you see yourself not going through tunnels and going through dark roads in your life. You see yourself making better decisions And a lot of things that you did, you know, you would have never done them. And so this brother is he's hella effeminate. He's now a lot of people are saying that he sounds like he's had therapy and all that, but to be a grown person, you have to let things go. If this brother had therapy, he wouldn't be making videos about how his mother wronged him, right, and how their relationship is not fixed. He would just fix his relationship with his mother without coming on social media. The point is that at a certain age, you have to realize that your life is your life. The past is the past. You can't blame the dysfunction of your father and your mother for where your life is right now today as an adult that is able-minded and can take accountability and take hold of yourself in this present time. So to walk around and say, well, my life is this way because of what my parents did, that's weak as hell. That's weak. And the only way to be strong is to release yourself from that. Forgive your mother, forgive your father for whatever you holding against them, and realize that you are in this present day, you can change your life right now. In this present hour, in this present minute, in this second, you can decide that no longer the trauma from the past and the things that didn't work out, and my dad wasn't at my basketball games, and my mama wasn't like the mamas that I see on television. You can start right now and let that stuff go, right, and move forward. You understand? And become brand new. That's what I'm gonna get to, becoming brand new, right? So that's what I wanted to break down with that. And give me I'm gonna switch subjects. Give me Remember the Days of Old. I want to talk a little bit about Black History Month. Black History Month, right? Black History Month. Isn't this the month? Is this what else happens in Black History Month?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Oh, the water for that. Valentine's Day. Well, let's talk about Valentine's Day for a minute. Valentine's Day is what? It's another pagan holiday. Another pagan holiday. I was at my job and the sisters were just talking about what they was going to get their boyfriends and everything. And right outside the school, you got some Israelites. They done set up shop. I ain't never seen them sell anything before in my life. They got a whole stand. I thought they were selling tacos, but they selling Valentine gifts, you know, teddy bears and balloons and stuff. And everybody's trying to capitalize on that. Yesterday, I went to the 99-cent store. I was going to get some water. I was trying to go in there real quick and get out. Man, I go in there. It's all kind of people in there because they sell those balloons. All kind of women. You didn't see one brother in there. It was women and kids up in there buying all kind of candies and chocolates and Valentine's balloons and all of that. And I said, damn, they're making so much money right now off of a holiday we're not even supposed to be celebrating.
Right.
And I explained it to some brothers and sisters. I said, you can do this any day of the year. If you really want to show how much you love your significant other, you can do this 364 days of the year. Not on Valentine's Day, but you can just pop up with some flowers. They sell chocolate year round. They sell balloons year round. You could do this at any time. Is it really genuine? Does it really mean what you're saying it means? Or are you really just doing it because everybody's doing it and you feel that pressure that you need to do it? You got to show up. You got to, like a lot of people already, there's been a lot of whoring going on all day today. Brothers that's sneaking and creeping. They got 2 and 3 women they sneaking and creeping with. The one woman they ain't doing nothing with her. And she wondering why the hell he ain't with her on Valentine's Day. It's just a dilemma for you niggas, ain't it? You don't know what to do. You gotta make all kind of lies up and plans. I'm gonna spend 3 hours with her. I'm gonna spend 2 hours with her. Then I'm gonna end the night with her. All because you're trying to sell. You're trying to appease a woman to a holiday and not be honest. but you're trying to appease this holiday. A lot of people gonna break up tonight. Why? Because you didn't get the right present. You didn't spend enough money. Oh, I wanted to go to this restaurant. Why are you so cheap? You know what I mean? Like this is just another reason for our people to whore and to spend unnecessary money for a reason that, you know, a lot of y'all together, y'all won't be together in 2 months. You won't. You in some damn relationship. You thinking this, you know, you living in heaven right now, nigga. You're not gonna be together in 2 months. Y'all not gonna be together. You got women prostituting. You got men tricking themselves out, spending all their damn money for what? For a holiday that the Lord said don't follow. Don't follow the ways of the heathen.
Right.
Don't follow the ways of America. I don't know. I'm trying to help somebody out. Maybe somebody see the video. Maybe next year you won't celebrate Halloween. I mean, it's like Valentine's Day. Maybe next year you'll realize that they run in your pockets. They run in your pockets. That woman is run. Maybe you can stand up on your 10 toes and say, I'm not celebrating this year. We're not doing nothing for Valentine's Day. But if you want to do something the day after, or if you want to do something the weekend, what's today? Wednesday. If you want to do something this, on the weekend, we can do it. We can go out. We can do something. But I'm not doing it on that day. Why? So you can call your girl and tell her everything that I bought, all the money that got you, somebody spent on you. When you're not gonna, you can't even cook a damn biscuit from scratch. But you expecting a man to spend all this money on flowers and what is it? Candy and just big old teddy bear. What in the hell do a grown woman need with a big old teddy bear anyway? You know what I mean? It's just a big childish holiday that is the way of the heathen. That's it. And it's a day for these merchandisers to make money. Now, if you into making money, oh, you killing, you racking up. You racked up the last couple of days for people getting prepared for today. You racked up. You made a lot of money selling teddy bears, balloons, and candy. And that's what it is. It's really a day for people to make money off of other people that think that this love is gonna last forever. When you can't even, nigga, the minute you lose your job, nigga, you are out of there. I think you got other things to worry about. I think you need to worry about how to strengthen your relationship. I think you need to come into the truth.
That's right.
And put your wallet back in your pocket and put that damn bear back on the shelf and pay your tithes to the I.S.U.P.K and get into the truth and actually, change your family for the better.
Right.
You know what I mean? The hell with Valentine's Day. Right. Flowers, candy, and cards. Yeah, you ain't been together all year. Hey, what you doing on Valentine's Day? You know how many people are getting together like that just to be able to take a picture and put it on social media and make it look like life is good. Meanwhile, you sitting at home lonely all damn year. You know what I mean? Anyway, we could drop that. Let's get Black History Month. So what I was going to say, I wanted to remember the days of old. Black History Month started. It started with Negro History Week. So Carter G. Woodson decided that he wanted to encourage Black people to be more involved in their Black history. So he made Negro History Week, right? Negro History Week was later changed to Black History Month, I think in the 60s. Whenever the president, Lyndon B. Johnson, was the president, that's when they turned it from a week to a month. And so they chose the month of February because Abraham Lincoln's birthday was in February, and Frederick Douglass also coincided with that. Here's the thing. Now, Black History Month is a month that is not needed. So like when is Pride Month?
June.
In June. Black History Month, so Pride Month is during Juneteenth, right?
Come on.
Black History Month is not a month that is like, I don't need a Black History Month. You understand? I don't need to be like it's become commercialized.
Right.
Meaning your oppressor is the one that really benefits off of Black History Month, not you. Because the point is that you don't give a damn about your history. I can walk down the street and ask any Black person, who is Mod Collin? Who is what does Famous Amos look like? You know what I'm saying? Who are the Muse brothers? According to the Bible, who are the Israelite? I can go there, I can ask a Black person all kinds of questions about Black history that I know and I have studied, and they wouldn't know.
Right.
You know why? Because Black people don't give a damn about their history. They're okay with another people telling them their history every damn year, every February, telling them, oh, Black History Month. Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King. What's his name? The brother that made all the products from peanuts. George Washington Carver. You know what I'm saying? It's a select group of Black people that your oppressor puts in your face every month. I mean, every year. But what about Nat Turner? What about Toussaint Overture? What about Marcus Garvey? What about Malcolm X? What about the brothers that actually bucked against the system, that were pioneers in fighting back against the system, revolutionaries? What about Fred Hampton? What about Huey P. Newton? You understand what I'm saying? So it's commercialized, and it's a pacification. It's something to make you feel like, okay, they recognize us. Hell, you don't even recognize yourself.
Right.
Why do you need them to recognize you when you don't recognize yourself, when you don't care about your history? You don't research your history. You know more about Cardi B and Sexy Red than you know about your damn history. So now, don't get me wrong. We do need to keep our history in the forefront. Why? Because your oppressor wants to erase your history. But what are you doing about it, though? Do you try to understand your history and keep it alive and learn it? Do you try to learn what your identity is? Well, that's the reason why the I.S.U.P.K even exists.
That's right.
Because we are about Black history.
Right.
That's how we found out we are the real Jews of the Bible. You worried about accomplishments. That doesn't surprise me. We're God's chosen people. Maybe if you knew your history and knew your identity, Black history wouldn't even surprise you, right? Because you're God's chosen people. Give me the precept that talks about witty inventions in Proverbs. Witty inventions. You're God's chosen people. It's not surprising that you are smart. You're innovative. Somebody has to tell you that, you can accomplish anything. You should already know that you can accomplish anything. Somebody has to remind you that you can accomplish anything. Your oppressor has to remind you that you can accomplish anything. You should already understand that. If you would already understand that if you understood that you are God's chosen people. You are the biblical ethnic Jew of the Bible. You got that?
So like, could have Proverbs 8 and 12? Or?
Yes.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions.
It says, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence. Alexa, what is prudence?
Prudence is the capacity to make sound judgments in practical matters, a virtue that has been recognized since antiquity. It is frequently connected to the idea of wisdom, which is the ability to recognize what is proper in a situation or overall.
Alexa, stop. Read it from the top.
Oh, God. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 12. I, wisdom, dwell with prudence.
I, wisdom, dwell with prudence. Go ahead.
and find out knowledge of witty inventions.
And find out knowledge of witty inventions. The Lord knows that we are who we are. We are him, we are them, we are they. We are them people.
Right.
We invent, we innovate. We are very intellectual. We are smart. You can put us anywhere and we will excel. But you can't excel when you're getting everything from your oppressor, and you're getting the way to look at yourselves and the standards from your oppressor. You have to know your identity and understand that you are better than him. You are better than him. You are wiser than him. You're more righteous than him. But you gotta do that through the law, statute, and commandments.
Right.
It can't be through the wisdom of his world. You understand? Read it from the top one more time.
Come on, Kyle. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 12. I wisdom dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions.
So the Lord is we are a very special people. You already know this. We don't need them to commercialize a month and say Black History Month and then tell us about our greatness. We should already know about our greatness. The whole reason why you have to be reminded that you are great is because they said you were not great.
Right.
They said you were not nothing. They said that you was a nigga. They said that you didn't deserve to be treated like a human being. They said you wasn't civilized. And now you go to them and look at them and accept their holiday they made to remind you once a month, every year, that you are great. The hell with that.
Right.
You are the biblical ethnic Jews. Learn your history. Give me what I wanted. What I want.
Remember the days of old.
Remember the days of old.
Come on. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old.
Shadarach. Go ahead.
Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations.
The Bible tells you to remember the days of old.
Right.
Why is it that America has to tell you to remember the days of old? Black history, Indigenous Day, all of these days. Why is it a month or a day that they say, or they set up and say, remember this, when the Bible tells you to remember it anyway? You should be well aware and involved in the history and the evolution of your people and how you got to this point. This is something that is practical. This is something that is in the I.S.U.P.K, but it is not in the white man's school system. It is not in his college system. None of that academia and the things they got going on in the high, intellectualism and, how they, act like they're so smart and so enlightened. None of that even matters if you don't know who you are. It doesn't even matter if you don't remember the days of old, which means ask questions, dig, research, talk to an old person in your family. It's so many different ways you can remember the days of old and never let it go. They want it to disappear. They're saying that, hell, what they saying, what did they say? Black people benefited from slavery. It was a benefit to you. Many times, the trolls on the internet, the white supremacists will say that. They'll say that, listen, when it comes to Black people, well, at least you're here in America. At least you're not living in some mud hut. At least you're here in America. Meanwhile, they was hanging out ancestors from trees. And brothers, it's still happening today. They keep that quiet also. Black people still get lynched in the South.
Right.
Still come up missing. What's the brother name? I don't know if anybody remember in the chat. The brother, right, Christmas addicts. I know about Christmas addicts. Shadarach, I know about Christmas addicts. But Black people don't know about Christmas addicts. You know what I'm saying? With the brother, one of those places down south, one of them states down south. I don't know if it was Mississippi, Alabama, somewhere. He was having problems with his boss. He called his mom to say that some men was chasing him. Got into it with his boss. Some men was chasing him on a pickup truck. They found his body months later, dismembered. Somebody had a camera, one of those cameras in the woods that take pictures of, like deer and bear when it run by, it flash real quick. Got a flash of the brother with his shirt off like he was running from somebody. Now you have all of the evidence, but nobody's been brought to justice. You know what I'm saying? They still do these things that they did to your ancestors 50, 60 years ago during the civil rights movement, in the 40s, in the 20s. They still do it, but it's covered up now. They say, oh, it's no foul play. Yeah, he was hanging from a tree, but we see no signs of foul play. How did the nigga climb up in a tree like that and hang himself? But the point is that these things still happen. Keep reading.
Come on, God. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
You got to consider the years of many generations. You got to realize, it ain't been that long. Slavery didn't end that long ago.
Right.
They was burning cities down. There was, that wasn't that long ago. It's fresh in the memory. It's people still living today that was picking cotton. You can drop that. I want to talk about, now there's a video I got. Let me see if this is going to, hopefully this is going to move. Let's see if this will play. Y'all just bear with me.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Maureen.
What's your name?
Marin.
Guys, you notice something similar. These are the same human being. They are twins.
Yeah.
So welcome to my channel. Today I was asking guys.
So this is the African in Kenya asking other Kenyans, how do they feel about Black Americans? What do they think?
Is what they think about Black Americans as a Kenyan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so my opinion of Black Americans. Oh, actually, I've met one Black American. I was about to say I have never met any of them. Okay, the one I met, she was so good, very loud and very vibrant. She was energetic, and my general opinion about them actually comes from the movies you watch here in Kenya, and movies depict them as being very loud people who are addicted to alcohol and drugs. So I don't know if that is true, they have a different view. They can correct us in the comment section. And also what I think about Black Americans, they have good physique.
You mean their feet, they go to the gym?
Exactly.
Unlike Kenyan men.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
What do you think about Black Americans?
Well, I feel like I'll just be honest, but it's coming from a good place of my heart. I have no hatred towards anybody. Okay, what they depict in the movies is that they're not united. They how we are here in Africa. Let's say, for example, if Kenyans, let's say we go abroad, we normally see how Kenyans really have that unity, But when it comes to Black Americans, from what we see on media and social media, it kind of depicts them as not united, and their men, they don't necessarily support their women. So I don't know if that's true. They should let us know. They should correct us. Another thing I know about Black Americans, but that applies to Americans in general, is that the movies depict that they love alcohol a lot and party life. So I don't know if that is true. That is what we watch. Another thing, they're very vibrant people. As Maureen says, they're very they're very physically fit. I like how their body structure. I love it. One thing I don't know for sure is that if they have their bodies.
Shit. So we just pause it right there. So you see, these are Kenyans, and not attractive in my opinion, but like the thing is that this is how we are looked at throughout the world. Now, when asked about Black Americans, she said that they're loud, they got a lot of energy, they don't take care of their women, they're not united. It goes on to say, one of them said that they're very promiscuous. So these are the traits that other people view Black people as. They look at us as a damn monster, right? They look at us as like, what is wrong with these people in America? And it's true what they see. They see movies and they see social media. Okay. And now, as Black and brown and Hispanic people, we can't deny that this is the image, even though this is the image of our people, even though we know in our personal lives we see different. But the image that is propagated across the earth is that our women are whores, Black men are deadbeat. What else? What's something else? We hate one another. We're willing to shoot one another for nothing. You know what I mean? And if you could give me Deuteronomy, I want Deuteronomy, what is it? 4 and 5. Let me see if I get a little more on this.
Natural, because we know in America there's a lot of BBL going on, and here in Africa we are very natural. So that is, I don't know if that plays a.
She said in America there's a lot of BBL going on, and here in Africa we're very natural.
A part into it, yeah, but yeah, I think that is all I know about them.
Both of you have mentioned that they have a really nice physique. Would you marry a Black American man?
That's a bit tricky.
Why?
I don't think I would. To be friends with them, I would very much love to be friends with Black Americans. But to marry a Black American man, I wouldn't, because one thing, I feel like they have very high energy compared to, Africans who are laid back, but Americans are very forward and outgoing, so they have very high energy and they're very loud. For me, I don't think that matches the kind of person I want to date. And then the drinking alcohol part of it, I don't think I would want a guy who drinks as much as they do, And then another thing, when you compare America and Africa in general, in marriage, they don't really stay in marriages, so they don't value that family unit the way we Africans do. They get into marriages and break up. So for those reasons, I don't think I would marry. To date, I would date, but I don't think I would marry. Yeah.
She said that, first of all, she said that once again, she said it again, they're very loud, and she also said that they get married and they don't stay together, right? They get Black Americans get married and then they break up. He asked her would she date a Black American man. She said, well, they don't stay together. They don't value family. Well, that's part of the transatlantic slave trade. That's part of the reason we don't value family, because of what happened to our ancestors at the hands of Africans. Africans are the ones who first enslaved the Negroes, the Jews of the Bible, and marched them to the shores of West Africa to the Europeans who were waiting to put them on boats. When they got over there to South Carolina, to the West Indies, to North Carolina, to Louisiana, to Virginia, when they got to these places and were put on plantations, we didn't have a family unit. No Black man was in his household taking care of his household. The woman was doing, the slave master was dealing with the woman, giving her the rations, the clothing, the food for the week. A man would have to sometimes get permission in order to go to another plantation where his family stayed, to stay for a little bit and then go back to his plantation. We don't, our family unit was destroyed. The family unit that we have in our community to this day is only by a miracle. It is only by the mercy of the Most High that we have a semblance of a family unit. Are we able to stay together? Because we've never really had it. We've been trying to emulate and follow and copy what we see our oppressor do and how his family works. And that has not even worked for us. Okay, let me keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
Okay, first of all, I don't think I would date or marry a Black American. Being friends with them, I don't mind. But marrying them, I don't know why, but I feel like the highest number of, but please don't come for me, you can correct me in the comment section. I feel the highest number of sexually transmitted disease is with the Americans because they're very promiscuous. Yeah, and like,
You hear that? She said she feel like the highest sexually transmitted diseases is with the Americans. And she's not lying. You understand? Now, these other people are looking at us as Black people. They're looking at us like we are a destroyed group of people. We are everything that they say that we are. Like when you think about Black women, what are you going to think about? You're going to think about the top people of our culture, right? What's the top thing of our culture? Entertainment. Jay-Z, Beyonce. What else? Sports. Name somebody that's, top in sports.
Serena Williams.
So Serena Williams, LeBron James. What else? Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red. These are the people because our culture has always been because American culture has always been about Black and Hispanic people entertaining them, even from the plantation. In our community, we look at the highest and the most important people in the Black community are entertainers, are people that get money to dance, to sing, to run, and to jump. We don't look at people, at the most important people in the Black community as politicians. Not saying that they should be, because they all follow the white man anyway. But we don't look at them as political leaders, priests and prophets. We don't look at them like they are the most important people. We look at celebrities and entertainers as the most important people, and that's what we look up to. But in other communities, these entertainers and these important people are nothing in these other communities. They know the real power resides in the people that are making the laws and running the world. People that are entertaining, they're on a lower level. They're higher than regular people like you and me, but they're not important, right? But that's the image that the world sees, and that's what they judge Blacks, Hispanics, and Indians with, is like they're looking at the entertainers. That is your key to being able to be in their world and be accepted. How far or how high you can dunk, how far you can throw and, run a touchdown, how sexually and scantily clad you can dress and dance and sing at a concert. Your connection to all these other nations is through entertainment. That's how they view you. If you could give me that precept.
Come on. Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Is that the one I want?
Did you? Come on. Deuteronomy 4 and 5. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5. Mm-hmm. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Damn right. Hold up, Shadrach, damn right. They're not like our sisters. he said they not desirable anyway, even though they told the truth. In the book of Exodus, God put a difference between us and them. Those African women ain't desirable. Word is bond.
That's right.
They is not desirable. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Like, I've never seen a brother out here like, I never seen a brother with an African woman. But on the vice versa, I have seen it plenty of times, a Nigerian or African man with a Judite sister. Our sisters are gullible. And they're gonna fall for all the games. Hell, you had a Nigerian man scam a black woman in America for like 100,000, saying he loved her, all of that. Married her, came out here and dipped back to Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something about, it's just something about them where you just don't see that with brothers, with black men. You don't see them trying to say, you don't see the passport bros trying to go out there and get one of them. Passport bros ain't going over there. They going to what? Santo Domingo. And I'm not saying the passport bros is that's weak also.
Right.
Because it's saying that you don't even have enough game or confidence that you can get a woman right here. You don't have enough strength to deal with your women right here, as if you don't go over there and them women ain't arguing and complaining and doing all the same things that sisters do here for you, because that's the reason they say. So if you're going over there to get away from sisters that's complaining and are not being feminine, what you think is women out there that's just that ain't the same? They the same too. But you think you going over there to get you this woman that's going to like on Eddie, well, what is it? Coming to America. What do you like? Anything that you like? What kind of music you like? Whatever kind of music you like. You're not going over there to get that type of woman. And you're not and you're not, you know what I'm saying? You don't got no damn game, Hawk. You don't got no damn confidence about yourself. What your confidence is in your money? Your confidence is in a passport, being able to say you can go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You're going over there to get the woman that's struggling. Nigga, when you struggling in America, you barely making it. You gonna go over there to get the woman that's struggling so you look good. She'll find out real soon, like, nigga, you're not the top of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the point is that I've never seen no brothers is rushing to try to go over there to Kenya to get with that. That's the point. Black, Spanish, and Native Indians. Those are the most beautiful women on the planet Earth. I don't give a damn, hands down. Those are the women that the Lord made for us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And you'll find out sooner or later when you deal with one of these women that are not yours. You know what I mean? Right. That's hey, it's like you going over there. I don't know what's wrong with you. You know what I mean? And not to put it in that way, but shout out to Regalia YAHANNA, because Regalia, you know what I'm saying? He went over there and got him a rib the right way.
That's right.
He didn't go over there, although he did have a passport. He didn't go over there as a passport bro. He went over there as a real brother that had been, courting his sister, talking to a sister for over 2 years. Went out there to get to know her for a month, came back, then went out there and married the sister. Did it the right way. Did it the way it's supposed to be prescribed in the Bible. Not on some passport, I can't deal with no woman out here. Just randomly met a sister and learned Spanish and speaks it fluently. You know what I'm saying? One day I want to be not just a regular Spanish, but the Dominican Spanish.
All right.
Been out with Regalia out somewhere. We had a bar. He speaks some Spanish. They look at him like, God damn, you like, they see this dark-skinned brother. Not only he's speaking how they speak it with the mannerisms and all of that. You know what I mean? And that's of the Lord. That's how it's supposed to be. Like Commander General YAHANNA said, he sees an opportunity with all these brothers coming from El Salvador, sisters coming from El Salvador, for us as brothers and sisters in America. He sees an opportunity. Why don't you go and marry some of them sisters? Make them a citizen here so they don't have to, worry about, ICE and the white man trying to deport them back and treat them, you know what I'm saying, a different way. And you sisters also, sisters, get you a Hispanic brother. You know what I mean? I've seen that before in California. That's a beautiful thing too. An Israelite brother with a Judite sister. You know what I mean? We're the same people. We're the same nation. It ain't nothing wrong with it, but you got to get the brainwashing of your oppressor out of your mind. That spirit that we have in our hearts towards one another. Oh yeah, they don't treat us right. They don't like us. Mexicans don't like us. They don't deal with us. Niggas don't deal with each other. What are you talking about?
Right.
If that's your point, that's a weak point. That's a weak point to say they don't deal with you. I bet you deal with that food though. You deal with that carne asada though, don't you? Miss me with all of that. Miss me with all of that. If you where we at? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 4:5.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop this.
So we're gonna.
I'm gonna just end this video. There's more on this. There's a lot more, but we don't have time. Maybe I can go over it next week with the Africans, how they feel about Black Americans. Okay, go ahead.
Come on. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5.
So, let me take a poll real quick. A carne asada or pork and beans? Or so, what is it? What is a soul food dish? Carne asada tacos versus collard greens and ham hocks and turkey necks. I'm gonna keep it lawful. I'm just saying, like, you're not gonna turn down that food though, bro. You're not gonna turn that food down. You're not gonna turn that coat. You're not gonna turn. Some of the most hospitable people I've ever met in my life have been Israelites, Mexicans that invite you into their house, that treat you like you're just family. I've never, I mean, I ain't gonna say I've never, but I'm saying their hospitality is top tier. You can't find any like that. You know what I mean? And I have not experienced that within the Judite community. Not saying I haven't been treated good or hospitable, but I mean, come on, man. Like, if you're gonna sit there and have the mindset of your oppressor to look at other people like that, then you're really just a slave. You have a slave mentality. They don't like us. I don't deal with them. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna keep this real quick because I want to get to this Kanye West story. When I was, I don't know how old was I think I was about 13. This was during a time where my grandmother and my mom didn't live that far from one another. I was at my mom's house. I put on my stepdad's jacket, you know, Laker jacket, leather jacket, purple and gold, purple mostly with the gold, fly. Wasn't supposed to have it on anyway. I walked home. When I walked home, I got past this house. It was a big house with a party. A dude comes out, runs out, pulls a gun on me. It was a Mexican man, older man. Told me to give him a jacket. I gave him a jacket. I was scared as shit, in tears. Like, don't, you know what I mean? I'm like 12, 13 years old. That happened to me. Turned out later he was like a smoker, right? I had a situation where I'm with my boys. We going to the club. We hitting the liquor store first before we go into the club in Riverside. A car pull up. Mexicans get out with bats. Just start attacking us. The point is that I've been through a lot of shit with Israelites that really wasn't sparked by me. But you know, I wasn't on that type of time. But I never looked at Israelites differently because of all the good experience I ever had. Now, when it comes to Judites, I've had guns put in my face. I had the cars shot up by some niggas. Like I didn't have so many experience with Judites. It's been more, but it's the same, really. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to people that's on that type of time, that's across the board. So you can't use a bad experience to say, oh, they don't like us. Or how you feel or how you look from the gang mentality or the jail mentality, that mentality is really ran by, the politics is really ran by the CEOs, by the oppressor. They're the one that control that whole system. So if you're going to take that mentality or you're going to have a racist mentality. Where does that come from? That comes from the people that first enslaved you and call you a wetback and call you a nigger. That's where that mentality comes from. That is like you have more things in common than you would ever know, but you'll never know them if you have this wall put up that, oh, they don't like us. Nigga, how many niggas don't like you? Think about all the niggas that don't like you. Do you still mess with them though, right? How many Israelites don't like you? You Mexican, but how many Mexicans don't like you? Think about it. I'm off of it. Let's get that. Let's get where were we at?
Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Okay, finish that, and then I'm gonna pull up this video.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Right.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
They would look at us like, if we kept the law, statutes, and commandments, they would look at us like we're a wise and understanding people. They wouldn't look at us like this. How those two, bald-headed women was talking about, we're promiscuous, we're loud, we don't take care of our women, we don't value the family staying together. They wouldn't see those things that they see on social media and think that about us if we was keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Keep reading.
Right. Verse 7. For what nation is there so great?
You can stop it right there. Okay. That's the point. The point is that that's how other nations look.
What's up, my guy?
So that's how other nations look at us. Okay. They look at us in that way. Don't be surprised. Don't feel some type of way. Just know that it is the truth. It is the truth. But why is that true about us? It's because what we just read in Deuteronomy, what? 4 and 5. We're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And if we were, people would look at us like, damn, they're wise people. Now, some of the things they said, they don't stay together. Well, they're wise people. They stay together. They value marriage.
Right.
They're promiscuous people. They're not a promiscuous people. You really don't see black men and black women sleeping around like that. They have STDs. Well, you really don't hear about black people having STDs. It's the other nations that have STDs. And then that question, why is that?
Right.
Because they keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why.
That's right.
They're not following America.
Right.
America says be a hoe. America says be a drug dealer. Do all the drugs that you want to do. America says live your life. Live it to the fullest. Live your best life. You know what I'm saying? America says these things. And we live these things out, but they hurt us. America says you can live your life. Go ahead and get pregnant. You always got a second chance. You always got a second chance. It's called abortion. If you mess up, you get pregnant, you got a plan B. You got something where you can fix that. You got a career. America says those things, and we eat it up. Womp, like Pac-Man. We eat up all of the philosophy of America. We drink up all the philosophy. We're drunk with the philosophy of America. We're like a man in the daytime that just can't see where he's walking. He's blind in the daytime. He can't walk a straight path. That is Black and Hispanic Native Indians. Okay. Now this video was with Kanye West. Kanye West ran into TMZ in the airport, and this is what he said. He stood on business. Let me get to it. I'm gonna have to scroll through this. 1 second, y'all.
It's good to see you.
You know it is. We won.
Hey, congrats.
We won. We're back. Number one.
Do you think
universe able to fight?
You can't be destroyed? It would appear.
Thank you. Love you. I love all the people that support it. And you know what I'm saying? We needed to have something that was Apple level.
Okay, let me just. It seems like it's right, Shadrach. The law is everything. That's everything. Shadrach said Ephraim took him in. He said Ephraim, I'm thinking because of the way he said Ephraim took him in, so some Ephraimites took care of him, some Puerto Ricans. You know, shot a rockets from New York. You know what I'm saying? Word is bond.
We number one.
Right.
We number one. You know, everything that they did only helped us. I like it. Remove us. I like simplification. Streaming platforms is bullshit to the art about me. They like, no. Doesn't matter. All of my peers and all the people get in the way. You know what I mean?
What do you have to say to people who resent your success based on some things you've said they disagree with?
That's the whole thing. They got the right to their opinion. I got the right to my opinion.
Agree with.
That's the whole thing. They got to charge more. They made diamonds our girl's best friend. You see what I'm saying? They make the Twix bigger. They trying to make us fat. You know what I mean?
What do you have to say to people who resent your success based on some things you've said they disagree with?
That's the whole thing. They got the right to their opinion. I got the right to my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? We all have the rights to our opinions, but so many people will lose their jobs, lose their careers for taking the steps that we took. You know, we went down for like a year and a half. You know, people think that I got, you know, kicked out. No, get right, be honest. Y'all gonna send me $100 million a year. Now, look at where we at right now. On the top of the horse. And everybody knows, you know what I'm saying? I said it.
Back any of the anti-Semitic stuff you might have said?
Black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew. You understand what I'm saying? We are Jew. So cool out. Until you do your facts, until you really do the facts of the fake indoctrination that y'all pull into the schools and all that, you know what I'm saying? We're not following y'all rules.
I mean, just like calling death.
So I don't know if y'all heard that, but he said, I'm gonna replay. He said, black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew. We can't be anti-Semitic, okay? Let me get back to it. And if so what do I want? Let me play this real quick.
Black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew. You understand what I'm saying? We are Jew. So cool out. Until you do your facts, until you really do the facts with the fake indoctrination that y'all pull into the schools and all that, you know what I'm saying? We're not following y'all rules.
I mean, just like calling death con on Jews and that's like, do you take back any of that sort of?
So Kanye West said, he was asked again, basically he was asked again about what happened, you know, a couple of weeks ago. He was asked, not a couple of weeks, how long ago was that? That was a year ago, when Kanye West said that we are the real Jews. They were saying he was anti-Semitic. Also, Kyrie Irving had to go through it for just posting a video that was saying that black people was the real Jews. But if y'all didn't hear it, because it looks like it might have been tripping, I'm gonna play it one more time.
If that was true, then go ahead with all that.
Do you take back any of the anti-Semitic stuff you might have said?
Black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Jew. You understand what I'm saying? We are Jew. So cool out. Until you do your facts, until you really do the facts with the fake indoctrination that y'all pull into the schools and all that, you know what I'm saying? We're not following y'all rules.
I mean, just like calling death con on Jews and that's like, do you take back any of that sort of more extreme stuff?
You know what? For all the kids that love me, all the Jewish kids that love me, I'm sorry if y'all had to hear a grown-up conversation with us screaming at each other. But we got to a point where something needed to happen. Something needed to be said. Somebody needed to say something. Now, if you're in an argument with somebody, you're not going to say everything the right way. But it got to a point where y'all ain't going to just keep running, start calling me bizarre and press for all these years.
Point is, he stood on that. He stood on the fact that he said, we are Jews, right? Now, if you could get this book, young man, I want you to get that book, and then we're going to open it up, and we're going to prove what Kanye West said. Black people can't be anti-Semitic. We are Semitic. Right. You understand? Now, when it comes to Semitic people, Semitic people, a lot of people are Semitic people. That term anti-Semitic, that comes from, actually it comes from a German during the time of Nazi Germany. And it was coined as anti-Semitic, and they ran with that. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you how the real Semites were depicted. 1 second. If you could hand me that. Now this book is, and many of y'all are familiar with this. This is Time Life. magazine from 1968. 1968. It has the mask, the death mask of King Tut. During my research, King Tut, I found out King Tut might actually be the Pharaoh child that was unalive when the Lord sent the death angel during the Passover. Now, history doesn't say that. Archaeologists don't say King Tut was that king of the time of the Exodus. But new information is coming out that King Tut possibly was that child because he never was a king. He was a child. And he may have been the child that was unalive when the death angel came and killed the firstborn of all of Egypt. Okay. So let me get to this page real quick. And there's an excellent story on this. This still has this is excellent. This still has the little advertisements in it from 1968, Let me just show y'all. Look how far we done come. They got the wagons in there. They got the Chevy wagons up in them things. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if I was rich, I'd probably get one of those and just and pimp it out, pimp my ride. Let me get this. Just to show you, many times the Israelites were confused for Egyptians. Let me just show you that Egyptians were black. They were black. They were a Hamitic race. And the point that I'm making right here is that when you think about black people being the real Jews and coming from West Africa, people can't understand that because a lot of instances you see black people in America that look similar to West Africans. Well, even the Bible tells you that was true. Paul was mistaken for an Egyptian. The Israelites looked similar to the Egyptians, but we were Shemitic, not Hamitic. We weren't from Ham, okay? Boy, I love some history. I'll tell you that. Let me show you what Semitic people look like. This is what Semitic people look like. Right here. Right there. Right here. That's what Semitic people look like. If you could put it up a little closer. That's what Semitic people look like. Not like the people that claim to be Jewish. You understand? So we can't be anti-Semitic. You can drop that, put it, put the thing back in it, put it up. Now, many of y'all seen this slide. This is the book called The Nazis, right? And in this book is made by Time Life Books. It's a part of a volume of books. Okay, it's a part of a volume of books. It's a part of a volume of books. It's called The Nazis, but it's a volume called World War II. Does it say that on it? World War II or World War I? World War II. World War II. If you want to get it, you can probably find it really cheap used. My advice to anybody: get when you want books. Get them used. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It don't have to be brand new. Get them used. You might find them for $1, $2, $3. Get them used. This is inside this book. Now, when Hitler decided to do, and somebody give me this, Zechariah 9:6. When Hitler decided to have his men research who the real Jews were, this is what he came up with. He came up with what you see at the left, the Orientin, which is Oriental, Niger, which is Negro, nigger. The word in the middle, I don't know, but it definitely looks like they were another Hamitic people, maybe Put or Libyans or even Nubians. And on the far right, Hamitic, meaning Hamites. And then at the bottom, it points down to what you know today as the Jewish man, and it has a word that says Baltar. That word is bastard. Give me Zechariah 9:6.
Come on, come on. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Now it says that a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. The Philistines, depending on what historians you're talking to, were Hamites, or they were the what you call those people? Salakia. Japhites that came over and mixed with the Hamites. But we know them as Hamites. That's what Goliath was. He was a Philistine. Okay, he was a tall ass Philistine, probably about eight something. You know, you have people who play basketball 7'6", 7'5". Well, Goliath was like, according to the size, how they render it, he was probably about 9 feet tall. Okay, but the point is that it says a bastard, meaning a person, a people that are not sons and daughters of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
They are not sons and daughters. They do not come out of Shem. They are illegitimate. They're living in the land. Ashdod is Israel. They are living in the land and they are illegitimate back then and even now today. Okay, you can drop that. Here is an image from King Tut's footrest. When they found King Tut's tomb, it was filled with treasures. It had a footrest, gilded in gold. And on this footrest, you see Shemitic people. You see Nubians, which are Hamitic. Nubians, which are Hamitic, which were enemies of the Egyptians, and also Asiatics, Orientals, or what they said Orientals. Well, really, it is Asiatics. Asiatics were the people of the East, what you call today the Middle East or Mesopotamia, which is the area of ancient Babylon and Assyria, in the area where Abraham and his forefathers came from. You're the Chaldees. Okay, now you see the second man is Shemitic with a beard. You see, it gives it away because he has a metrion, he has here. The other one is bald-headed, but he has a beard. And so the thing is that these are captives. These are people who are captive, but these are Semitic people. One more slide. This is Gamal Abdel Nasser. He was the the prime minister of Egypt in the 50s. He clearly was an Arabic person. Now, the Arabic people live in Egypt today. They're Arabics mixed with Turkish people, mixed with Edomite. They live in ancient Egypt today. Well, they're not ancient. They live in Egypt today. And they believe that they are the Egyptians, right? They don't, but they came after the Greeks into Egypt, and now they are the people that are digging up. Now let me just sidebar for a minute. A lot of people say the Bible is fake, it's not real. But the Bible prophesies the destruction of ancient Egypt. It said it would be desolate. And today you have a whole nother people living in Egypt, desecrating, digging up the pharaohs, putting them on display. Nigga, if the Bible ain't real, then how? The Bible, that was written a long time ago that the Lord said this would happen to Egypt.
Right.
Now, when the Lord said that would happen to Egypt, he even said where it would come from. He said it would come from the north. So who fought Egypt and conquered them? The Assyrians, the Greeks. Okay, let me go. The Assyrians, the Persians, and the Greeks, and then the Ottoman Turks that live there now, mixed with these. So it's like an Arabic people that live in ancient Egypt, and they've been there so long, they think that they are Egyptian. And we know the Bible says this was a Hamitic race. This was an African race that were the pharaohs. But getting back to this, he said the Jews will never be able to live here in peace because they left here black but came back white. So in reality, Okay, I'm in with this. Give me Ezekiel, what I want, 37, 38, these dry bones, right? Give me that. So this is the thing. When Kanye West says we can't be anti, meaning anti is against, we can't be anti-Semitic because we are Semitic, it's because we are. We can't be against who we really are. We are those people, the real ones, not the fake ones. You understand? We're the real ones, not the fake ones.
It's like, what was the scripture again? Ezekiel 38.
I want the dry bones properly.
These dry bones.
Let me see it. You got it?
Sorry, would it be in? Could it be 37? Ezekiel
Yeah,
37.
yeah.
Come on. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I prophesied as I was commanded.
Where you at?
37 and 7.
Start at verse 1.
Come on.
We'll end it with this, y'all.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. And caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry.
Mm-hmm. So he's seen these bones in this open valley, and they were very dry. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord God, thou knowest.
So the Lord said, Son of man, can these bones live? These bones that you see in this big valley that is dry? He said, Ezekiel said, I don't know, Lord. Only you know that. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
The Lord said he told Ezekiel to prophesy to these dry bones. Start speaking the word of the Lord to these dry bones. When we go out on the streets, we speak no matter if it's people there or not.
Right.
There's been times when I've been speaking and there's nobody there. You understand? I'm prophesying to the wind. I'm talking the words of the Lord to the air. And maybe somebody might hear something I say. You know what I'm saying? But we go out and prophesy whether there is no one. The Lord is telling Ezekiel to prophesy to these dry bones that are scattered in this valley. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 4. Again he said unto me, prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord.
Yeah.
Verse 5. Thus saith the Lord God unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter you, and ye shall live.
He said, the Lord said, I will cause breath to enter you, and ye shall live. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you.
And Lord said, I will lay sinews upon you and bring flesh upon you. When your body, under your bones, the sinews is your tendons. It's that cartilage that connects each bone, your knees, your elbows, the joints of your fingers. He said, I will lay sinews and cover it with flesh, with skin, blood, and veins. Go ahead. So what you're starting to visualize is a body coming from bones and starting to turn into a human body with flesh on it. Go ahead.
And cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live.
And put breath in you, meaning put a soul into this flesh, and ye shall live. Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord. Verse 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together.
So as he's prophesying and he's speaking the word of the Lord, you are the chosen people of God. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you are the people that the Lord loves. You are the people that the Lord wants to stand up. You are the people that he wants to get off of drugs. Keep reading.
Bone to his bone. Verse 8. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord God, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they might live.
Prophesy to the wind. What I just say, prophesy to the wind. and breathe unto these slain that they may live.
Right.
Breathe unto these people that have been robbed, raped, and spoiled, that they can come alive again.
That's
Go ahead.
Verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
And they lived. The breath came into them, and they lived. The thing is that you are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the people who were slain. You are the people who robbed, raped, and murdered, then indoctrinated with Catholicism, with Christianity, with American philosophy. So that all of that has murdered you spiritually. It has killed you. You have become dry bones in a valley just laying there. Spiritually, you are not, you are dead.
Right.
Okay? You are non-existent. You are just a dry valley. We in California. You're in the Mojave Valley, the Mojave Desert, which is the hottest place on earth, right? Am I tripping? Alexa, what is the hottest place on earth? Alexa, what is the Alexa, is the Mojave Desert the hottest place on earth?
The Mojave Desert in California is the hottest place on earth.
Alexa, stop. Like I said. So imagine, because we're right, this is where we at. The hottest place on earth, a whole bunch of bones in a valley. And you out there and you're prophesying to them. You're speaking the word of the Lord to these bones. And then these bones start to get flesh. The bones start to connect, flesh, veins, all of that starts to come. And then they become people standing up on their feet. And then you prophesy for the breath of life to be breathed into them, to give them a soul. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 10. So I prophesied he's commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
An exceeding great army. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
These bones are what?
These bones are the whole house of Israel.
These bones are the whole house of Israel. This is you, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. This is our people. This is our constituency. This is the people we are going out to speak to.
Right.
This is the people that we are fighting and arguing with and telling them that stop celebrating holidays. God loves you. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need to gather together. These are the people we are speaking the word of the Lord to. And when we speak the word of the Lord to, we are breathing life into them.
Right.
We are pulling them out of the chains of death, and we are pulling them into life. They are standing up. They are alive, but spiritually, they are dead people. We are dealing with a valley of dry bones, dead people, people that are gone, people that are mentally and spiritually gone. And it is Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. And so that is the whole point of the class tonight. It says, become the great people that the Lord intended you to be. That's Blacks, Hispanics, and Indians. You are God's chosen people. You understand? And this is for the ear to hear. Become that people. Become that great and exceeding army and nation that the Lord intended us to be.
That's right.
We are not slaves. We are not less than. We are better than everybody that the Lord has ever created.
That's right.
And with that, that's the class. Hey, the water to everybody that's been rocking with me. Sister Baratha Nawa, shout out Rakban Yahawada up in the house. The water to you, Davion up in the house. Olivia Arnold up in the house. The water to you. The water to all of y'all. Let me see. I got 11 people up there. Make sure y'all share this class, man. I.L.A. One West is up in the house. Shalom to you, sis. Let me see. Officer 5000 Malabar, my main man, he's up in here. Brother be coming through, you know what I'm saying? He be coming through. Rios Y, you was up in here. The water to you. Quadash, my main man, up in here. Shabal was up in here. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Yeah, with that, we up out of here. We up out of here. Shalom, Israel.